Sagittarius. There are moments in life that never come twice. Moments that feel like a secret door quietly opening in the middle of a path you thought you knew by heart, and you only get one chance to step through. For the past 12 years, you've lived, you've loved, you've stumbled, you've stood back up. And maybe at times, you wondered if any of it was taking you anywhere at all. But right now, in this very breath you're taking, the universe is preparing to move you onto a completely different path. A rare gateway of energy is opening. It's like a long, sleeping beam of light finally awakening after years of stillness. It doesn't roar. It doesn't demand attention, but you can feel it in your chest. That subtle vibration, as if a new heartbeat is slowly syncing with your own. This isn't just another cycle, Sagittarius. This is a milestone your soul will remember, a threshold you were meant to stand on, so the gift meant for you can finally find its way into your hands. Right now, you're standing where the light converges. Not the kind of light you see with your eyes, but the light of forces that have been watching you from far, far away. They have seen every choice you made, every turn you took, every moment you thought you had nothing left to give. And now, they're sending you a powerful signal, a whisper from the far side of silence, as if telling you that every confusing road, every detour, every delay has been guiding you toward this very intersection. You may not notice it at first, but the energy around you is shifting, bit by bit, not like an explosion, but like a sunrise behind heavy clouds, quietly pushing the darkness back with a warmth you can't resist. Everything is being rearranged, not just outside of you, but inside you. The things that once made you uncertain are becoming clearer. The things that once hurt you are slowly moving to a safe distance, and the things you thought were lost are quietly making their way back. People often forget this truth. The greatest doors in life rarely open with noise. They open with stillness, with that strange feeling that something is approaching, even when you can't yet see its shape. And in that stillness, Sagittarius, your intuition becomes your greatest compass. You've always been the one who sees further, feels deeper, understands the layers beneath the surface. And now, that gift is waking up again, to guide you through the most important moment of this entire cycle. And then, when you finally stand in that space, you'll realize the door didn't open by accident. It opened because you called it. With your years of patience, with the quiet pain you carried alone, with the hopes you held onto, even when no one understood why. The universe never lets the persistence of the soul go unnoticed. So take a moment, let yourself be still, let yourself feel what's approaching, just like standing by the ocean before dawn, knowing the horizon is about to catch fire with a brand new sun. You can't see it yet, but you know it's there. And as your breath settles into that quiet space, a subtle movement begins. No rush, no noise, just a sign that your story is about to enter a different kind of space, a place where every signal from the universe begins to take shape, begins to become words, begins to become something ready to touch your life more clearly than ever before. As if the sky itself were preparing to send a message meant only for your heart. Something only you can truly hear in that strange moment when everything around you suddenly falls quiet. And then, slowly, you begin to feel the first movement of destiny, like the surface of the water trembling just a little, right before the entire ocean changes color. Not because you're out there searching for it, but because it's already on its way to you. In the next few hours, an invisible current is moving straight in your direction. People often say that big things never announce themselves, but the truth is, they always leave small signs behind. Most of us are just too busy to notice. But you, Sagittarius, you've always had a special sensitivity for the signals others overlook. A sudden shift in the air, a quick intuition that makes you stop for a moment, a soft vibration in your chest that makes your heart skip. None of those things happen by accident. Something is coming towards you, closer with every hour. It may arrive as a phone call, ringing at the exact moment you least expect it. Not a normal call, but the kind that freezes you for a second and makes your heart pound as if it's trying to break free. Or it may come through a simple message, a short line of words carrying the weight of an entire turning point. Or the universe might choose something more subtle, An unexpected meeting, a glance, a small conversation that you won't understand until later, when you look back and realize that was the beginning of everything. Here's the truth, Sagittarius. Some news doesn't just change a day. It changes the way you look back at the entire road you've walked. The news coming toward you is that kind of news. It carries not the rush of random luck, but the confirmation that you've been on the right path all along, that your years of patience, your quiet endurance, your lonely nights with no one to understand you, all meant something. Those nights you held your tears in the dark, telling yourself tomorrow would be better, even when you had no proof it would be. All those moments are now coming together, like pieces of a much bigger picture, a picture that's finally about to reveal itself. What makes this news extraordinary is not the way it arrives, but the way it touches you. It opens a new space in your heart, a softness, a relief that feels like stepping through a door you never realized you'd been standing in front of for so long. You'll begin to see that all those steps you thought were random were actually guiding you toward a secret appointment written just for you. So let your mind be still for a moment. Feel the quiet rise inside you. Feel that subtle heartbeat of expectation growing. Because when something meant for you finally finds you, its sound is never loud. It only needs to stop you for a few seconds. Just enough for you to sense that your life is getting ready to shift direction. And in that silence, you'll feel something opening inside you, warm, hopeful, like a ray of light searching its way into the deepest part of your heart. And when you let yourself receive that feeling, something new begins to walk toward you gently, carrying the breath of destiny itself, moving you one step closer to the kind of journey you once thought only existed in your most beautiful dreams. And as that light widens just a little more, you begin to look back on the road behind you with softer eyes, with more understanding. Because it's only when we stand at the edge of a new beginning that we finally understand the true value of what once hurt us. Sagittarius, your life was never shaped by easy moments. It was carved out of long nights where you lay still in the dark, listening to thoughts no one else could hear. Nights when you wanted to let go, but pushed yourself to hold on for just one more day. The tears you kept to yourself were never meaningless. They were the first bits of metal in the great furnace of your soul. There are wounds no one sees, yet they quietly reshape you. They make you grow in ways no book could ever teach. There were days you walked out into the world with your familiar smile, while inside, you were nothing more than scattered pieces trying to fit themselves back together. But every time your heart cracked open, a little more light found its way in. The universe never used hardship to punish you. It used it to polish the best parts of you. The way an artist chips away at a rough stone, patiently, because he knows there's a hidden gem inside, waiting to be awakened. Have you ever wondered why you feel things so deeply? Why you see meaning in the smallest moments? Why your heart, no matter how strong, still trembles at the pain of others? It's not weakness. It's because your soul has walked through places most people never see. You've trained yourself to see with the heart, to hear with intuition, and to feel with the full weight of someone who has survived their own darkness. Maybe you once blamed yourself for trusting the wrong people. Maybe you wondered why those you gave everything to hurt you so deeply. But Sagittarius, those connections didn't come to break you. They came to remind you of what you truly deserve. Some goodbyes aren't endings. They're signs that you've risen higher than someone else's path could follow. Every wound carries a secret, lesson, a lesson in courage, a lesson in intuition, a lesson in knowing your worth. And most of all, a lesson in loving yourself, even when no one is there to remind you you are worthy of love. Now, as you look back on it all, let your heart soften just a little, not to make you weak, but to help you see that every pain you carried was holding its own kind of light, a light you simply couldn't see in the moment it was happening. Those years are closing now, not with noise, but with a gentle ease you can feel in every breath. Just when you thought you were too tired to go on, the universe quietly placed a new piece of strength in your hands, as if to say, you've come far enough. It's time to receive. You've grown enough to understand that sometimes the most beautiful light is born from the deepest cracks. And as you stand at the crossroads between a closing chapter and a rising horizon, you'll sense something you've never felt before. A peace that doesn't come from the absence of pain, but from knowing you've learned how to turn that pain into the key that opens the next door. and from the ground that has been forged by your quiet endurance, your resilience, your private courage, something new is ready to be planted, carrying the promise of an opportunity that only hearts like yours, the ones that have endured and waited and kept believing, are strong enough to receive in full. And then, as that light begins to spread through your energy field, Sagittarius, something else starts to shift quietly. It doesn't carry the shape of emotions or memories anymore. It carries weight, the weight of stability, the weight of material change, the weight of a financial future being rewritten in ways you've never experienced before. For years, you've learned how to stand firm even when there were only a few dollars left in your pocket. You learned how to smile while wondering how you were going to make it through the next day. No one saw that journey. No one knew how carefully you stretched every coin, how many small joys you set aside just to keep your world from collapsing. You've always tried to handle everything on your own, never wanting to be a burden to anyone. And that quiet strength is exactly what the universe has been honoring in its own way. Now, that current of abundance is truly opening. Not the fleeting kind of luck that comes and goes, but a foundation-level shift, a change in direction, a change in the quality of your life. It's like the old ground beneath you is splitting open to reveal a hidden vein of minerals you never knew existed. It may arrive as an offer so surprising you read it twice, just to make sure you're not imagining it. It may appear as an opportunity you never thought you deserved, yet it shows up at the exact moment you need it most. It could come through unexpected money, a reimbursement, a repayment you forgot about. And sometimes, it comes from you. From an idea that's been sleeping in the back of your mind, finally lighting up at the perfect time to create a whole new flow of prosperity. What's strange is this: when true financial blessing gets close, it doesn't feel like fireworks or celebration. It slips in through quiet moments, like opening an old door and suddenly finding a room full of light behind it. You'll feel a slow release in your chest, a gentle loosening in your thoughts, a small belief awakening inside you, as if you're learning how to breathe again after years of living in shortage. And the most beautiful part is this: this expansion isn't just for you. The people you love, the ones who stood with you through the difficult years, the ones you tried to protect even when you had almost nothing to give, they will feel this light too. Because whenever a Sagittarius rises, your energy spreads like a warm fire, lifting everyone within your reach. This isn't simply having more money. This is permission. Permission to worry less, to live lighter, to breathe deeper, without that old weight in your chest. This is the moment you look back at all your exhausting years and finally understand that no effort was ever wasted. Prosperity is coming toward you, not only because you need it, but because you've grown into someone who knows how to use it wisely. So let your heart open a little. Let a quiet gratitude rise within you, even if just for a second. Because when a financial door opens, it never comes alone. It brings confidence, freedom, new choices, and sometimes opportunities you never dared to hope for. And from that strengthening foundation beneath your feet, another movement is beginning to wake up. Not loud, but unmistakable, like the heartbeat of a soul coming back to life after too many silent years. It simmers, warm and alive, like a red ember buried deep beneath the ash, waiting for a single breath of wind to rise into flame. Sagittarius, can you feel it? There's something inside you opening, just a little, like an old door that's been shut for years, suddenly giving off the faintest sound. A small creak that stops you in your tracks because you realize it isn't locked the way it used to be. Sometimes, the most important changes don't happen in your job, your money, or the opportunities around you. They happen in the way your heart begins to beat differently, softer, braver, more honest. You've walked a long road, carrying responsibilities, pushing through worry, holding yourself together even when you were running on your last bit of strength. But that very journey, those trials you never spoke about, they've changed the way you love. And more importantly, they've changed the way you allow yourself to be loved. Your heart is moving, whether you notice it or not. It's like a lake after a storm. At first, the surface is still trembling, but slowly, it settles until the water becomes so clear you can finally see your own reflection. You're beginning to look at yourself with more kindness. You're seeing the flaws you once feared, and the strengths you never gave yourself credit for. And that gentle self-recognition is the first doorway to healing. If your heart has been lonely for a long time, if you've ever wondered why people walked away even when you gave them everything you had, let me tell you this. As a man who speaks plainly, honestly, and without circling around the truth, there was never anything not enough about you. You simply loved at a time when you were still learning how to understand yourself. And now that you've grown, now that you know how to care for your own emotions, the universe is finally sending you souls whose frequency matches yours. For the Sagittarius walking alone, a new energy is approaching. Clear, steady, warm. They're like the first light touching the window after a long night of rain. Not blinding, not overwhelming, just warm enough to make you want to open the window a little wider. They're not coming to change who you are. They're coming to walk beside you, not to take your heart, but to remind you that it still knows how to beat fast for someone. And for those already in a relationship, this is the moment when two people can learn to see each other again with the eyes of the first day, but with the understanding born from everything you've survived together. Old misunderstandings will soften, melting the way thin ice melts under the early morning sun. You'll realize love isn't just emotion. It's two hearts willing to acknowledge their own cracks. And when both of you can do that, the relationship reshapes itself, stronger, deeper, steadier than before. And if you're someone still carrying wounds that haven't closed, if old stories and old loves still leave empty spaces inside you, then right now the universe is whispering something gentle in your ear. It's time to let go. Not to forget, but to free your heart from holding what no longer belongs to it. When you can release that weight, new love will finally have room to enter. A rebirth in love is never loud. It often begins with something small. The way you smile when you think of someone. The way you open your heart just a little. The way you finally allow yourself to step toward a happiness you once believed wasn't meant for you. And in that quiet moment, a subtle movement begins to guide you forward, into a landscape of emotion you didn't know your heart still had the strength to reach. And from that awakening, another wind begins to rise. Soft, gentle, carrying with it the sense that your spiritual life, your family bonds, the stories, warmth, and history of your bloodline are all waiting to be healed again. And everything is turning towards you like a tender invitation from destiny itself. An invitation like that doesn't just touch your heart. It reaches out to the older, quieter threads of your life. The ones that run deeper than memory itself. Family. Sagittarius, there are stories we think have already settled into the past. But the truth is, they're still there. Like faded lines on an old page, blurred by time, but never erased. And when your energy grows stronger, brighter, steadier, those old lines begin to reappear. Not to reopen your wounds, but to give you a chance to read them with new eyes. Family is always the hardest place to speak truth and the hardest place to heal. Because that's where love lives, where expectations live, where disappointments linger, and where distance grows. Not because people don't care, but because everyone is trying to live the way they believe is right. Sometimes, a single unsaid sentence, a missed hug, a small misunderstanding left untouched, is enough to create a crack that lasts for years. You may have learned to stay silent about it. You may have told yourself, it's fine, it's over. But the heart never forgets. It only waits for the moment it feels safe enough to soften, and that moment is closer than you think. As your energy expands, those who grew distant will suddenly find it easier to come near you again. Maybe it's a conversation that never happened. Maybe it's a reunion both sides were too shy to try. Maybe it's a small gesture, a glance, a quiet apology that never quite forms into words. Yet somehow it's enough to rebuild the bridge that once broke. Family doesn't need anything grand. They just need someone brave enough to begin. And right now, you are the one with enough steadiness, enough maturity, enough quiet compassion to be that beginning. A relationship once tense may soften on its own, the way stone becomes smooth after years in running water. Old memories that once hurt may turn into stories you can speak of more gently. Misunderstandings from long ago can be re-seen in the light of who you've become. Someone who no longer views life only from the angle of their wounds. The universe is opening a circle of reconciliation around you, not to pull you back into the past, but to help you walk forward without carrying the weight of unfinished emotions. When your heart opens, you'll notice something beautiful. Your family is trying too, sometimes clumsy, sometimes slow, but still trying to come closer to you. They aren't perfect, and you don't need them to be. What everyone needs most right now is the feeling of being understood, being heard, being seen, without having to defend themselves. If you've carried sadness tied to family, let it drift away gently. No need to dig it up. No need to blame. See it like an autumn leaf falling softly from a branch. Beautiful in its own way, but ready to return to the earth so something new can grow. And as these connections soften, you'll realize something only those who've grown up can truly understand. Sometimes family doesn't change because they decided to, but because you changed first. Your energy steadies them. Your calm invites them. Your growth gives them permission to come closer. And in that softness, you're being guided toward another shift in your life. A place where truths once buried begin to rise to the surface, ready to reveal themselves in a way you no longer fear. Once the heart softens, once the mind finds its balance on a new foundation of calm, you begin to see things you didn't dare look at before. Light, when it reaches a dark corner, always carries two missions: to reveal and to release. And for you, Sagittarius, this is the moment when that light touches the shadows you've ignored for far too long. A truth will rise, not with thunder, but with the stillness of silence. Someone around you, someone you may have trusted, someone you once believed would never think poorly of you, has been carrying an energy far less pure than you imagined. The universe isn't showing you this to hurt you. It's showing you so you can finally be free from the invisible threads that have been holding you back. This person may have been jealous of your light, hiding it behind a mask of kindness. They may have smiled to your face while secretly hoping you would fail, so they could feel a little less small next to you. Or perhaps they never meant to harm you, but their insecurity, their comparisons, their quiet resentment became a shadow cast across your path. When that mask falls away, the first thing you feel isn't anger, it's clarity. A calm recognition from someone who no longer needs illusions to keep a fragile peace. You look at the truth with the eyes of a person who has matured through their wounds, and you understand that not everyone who leaves your life is a loss. Some departures are the universe clearing the road for what belongs to you. You won't need to argue. You won't need to confront. You won't need to prove anything, because what you need most now is not to win a battle, but to preserve your energy for the things truly worthy of it. This revelation is simply a map the universe hands you, showing you where your heart should no longer be placed. And strangely, accepting this truth brings a kind of relief, a lightness spreading through your body, as if a cord that once pulled you backward has finally snapped. As if you've set down a heavy bag of stones you didn't even know you were carrying. This person is not an enemy. They're a lesson in intuition, a lesson in boundaries, a lesson in loving yourself enough to know that not everyone deserves access to your energy. And once that shadow lifts, the space around you feels brighter, wider, wide enough for you to take a few steps forward without being dragged down by what was never meant to stay. And in that new openness, something is waiting ahead, like a delicate door slowly cracking open, leaving a thin line of light, just bright enough to guide your next steps into the journey that's calling your name. And as you step gently toward that growing light, a new current of air rushes in, carrying a different kind of feeling, the kind that tells you your life is about to move into a stronger, clearer, and far more promising rhythm. Sagittarius, this is the moment when the shape of your career begins to change. You may not see it immediately, but everything you've been building. The late nights you worked while the world slept, the extra effort no one ever acknowledged, the moments you whispered to yourself, "Just one more time, I'll push one more time." All of it has been gathering beneath the surface, like an underground river ready to break through the earth. And when the time is right, it won't come up in slow, quiet drops. It will burst forth, like a spring, finally finding its opening after years of pressure. A new cycle is forming, and within it are doors you never noticed before. Maybe it's a promotion you once thought would never arrive. Maybe it's an invitation to collaborate from someone you've long respected. Maybe it's a project that makes you realize your talent is far greater than you ever gave yourself credit for. And sometimes, the door opens from within, from a new confidence, a new clarity, The recognition that you are finally strong enough to pursue the path you once kept quiet in your dreams. But here is the most striking part. These opportunities will come all at once, like a sky lighting up with flashes from different directions, forcing you to stand still for a moment just to choose the right one. This is when your intuition must speak, not your logic. Logic will push you toward what's safe, what's familiar, but intuition, that deep silence inside you, will guide you toward the place your soul has been waiting for. Sagittarius, don't let fear shrink you right when the universe is expanding the entire sky in front of you. You've waited, you've trained, you've paid your dues. The only thing that can stop you now is the old habit of doubting yourself. When big blessings arrive, people often sabotage them simply because they're not used to life becoming easier. Watch yourself closely. Don't let thoughts like, "I don't deserve this. This must be a mistake. This opportunity is too big," creep into your mind. You do deserve it. You've walked through enough darkness to understand the value of light. And as your career settles into this new orbit, something deeper within you begins to awaken as well. Your health improves. Your mind clears. Old worries fade like morning mist. Your body feels lighter. Your thoughts settle. And your inner world, the place that carried so much silent pressure, opens up like a wide, quiet field where you can finally breathe fully again and live more honestly than ever before. Beneath all these shifts is a truth you'll start to feel clearly. You are returning to the essence of Sagittarius, the visionary, the wide-hearted traveler, the brave soul who was born to go farther than anyone expects. As your spiritual connection is reborn with new strength, you'll know exactly where you belong, what must be released, what must be kept, and what deserves your full pursuit. And in that crystal clear moment of intuition, you'll understand something powerful. Life isn't just giving you a new phase, it's giving you a path that has been waiting for you for a very long time, simply waiting for the day you were strong enough, bright enough, and ready enough to finally step onto it.